Okay, so this is my first time making like sauteed kale, and all I did is I added a drizzle of olive oil, and then I squeezed some garlic on the pan, and then I just added frozen kale on here. You can use regular, but I just used frozen because that's all I had. I have my rice cooking, and then these are the salmons that I'm going to be using. Well, I'm just going to be cooking 2. But I just got these today. They're from this place called Kolikov. I went there and I picked it up, and these are apparently the same salmons that Erwan uses for their dinners, and they're my absolute favorite, and they're so good. So we're gonna have this, and then I'm also going to add some broccoli, and I have like the perfect recipe for broccoli, and it's gonna taste so stinking good. I'm so excited. So while this cooks, I'm going to cover the kale, let it cook for a little bit, and then I'm going to get the oven ready for the salmon. Alright, I've got the salmon here. I'm going to add literally like 1 spray of coconut oil. Then I'm going to add some salt and pepper. You guys already know these are the grinders from Trader Joe's. I usually like to add a lot of seasoning to my salmon, but I've never made this type of salmon by myself before. I've only had it at Erwan, and it seems like they don't use that much seasonings at all. I feel like they just add a little bit of salt and pepper too. So that's what I'm gonna stick to, and hopefully it turns out similar or just like Erwan salmon. Okay, I've got the broccoli going, and I wanted to tell you my delicious, amazing recipe for the perfect broccoli. So I sprayed some I sprayed some avocado oil spray. And then I added crushed garlic to the pan, let it cook for like a minute maybe. And then I added the broccoli. And then I added some coconut aminos, some balsamic, and then I added salt, pepper, and a couple drizzles of honey. And also I'm going to add some chili flakes at the very end. I'm going to cover the broccoli and let it cook for like 5 minutes, and it's going to be delicious. So dinner is ready. I'm going to admit I'm not the biggest fan of the kale, just because I think maybe it's because the kale is frozen, but Mihai said this is what it's supposed to taste like, and he said that it tastes good. So I gave him a good handful, and I'm going to like nibble on a few bites, but for myself I just gave myself like a handful of romaine lettuce. I honestly love romaine lettuce, and it's super hydrating. Then I added some cherry tomatoes. I have a ton of broccoli, my favorite kind of broccoli. The salmon looks gorgeous and delicious. I'm so excited to eat it. And then for Mihai, he literally has the same thing, except he has a ton of rice, jasmine rice, and it's super good. I added a little butter in there so that it's very creamy and delicious. And dinner is done. Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about last night's dinner. I should have done this yesterday, but I didn't. But anyways, I have just recently discovered Erwan salmon. I don't know what it is, but that salmon is delicious. It is one of the best salmons that I've ever had, and I'm a big salmon girl, but here's the thing. I've been feeling kind of like almost nauseous every time that I have Atlantic salmon or just like regular salmon from Trader Joe's. I don't know if it's in my head. I don't know if I'm just being weird, but I just never feel that good after eating it. Like my stomach kind of just doesn't like it. So I went to Erwan with Mihai twice, and we got the salmon for lunch and for dinner, and I felt great after eating it. It was so tasty, it was delicious, it did not feel fatty at all. It was just really good, and obviously it has fat in it, but it didn't taste as like greasy as the Atlantic salmon that I typically get from Trader Joe's. So I went on a manhunt to look for the salmon, and it is called like Faroe salmon or something from, it's like a Scottish salmon from Faroe Island. That's what it is. So I looked up where I can purchase the salmon, and I found this place called Caviar Gourmet something. I'll plop it here. So I ordered 4 6-ounce fillets, and we went and we picked it up, and it was like at a warehouse, and it was super weird, but I'm pretty sure that it's like a wholesale place. Like restaurants order their food, their like proteins from there, I think, and they just like ship them or something like that, because it was literally like, it was like a warehouse. But they do individual like sales. Like I was able to order it online and go pick it up, and it's right here in Santa Monica, so it was super convenient. So anyways, so we got the salmons, and it was really cool because it came in like this massive box, and then it was like vacuum sealed and just very sanitary, very clean, very like nice and amazing. They gave us complimentary lava cake, which I have in the freezer. I'm very excited to eat it. But anyways, got the salmons, and I made them yesterday, and I tried to make them as similar to the Erewhon salmon as I possibly could. Obviously I don't know how Erewhon makes their salmon, but to me it looks baked, and it looks like they don't add very much seasoning or any of that, so that's what I did. You guys, that was one of the best meals of my life that I've cooked. It was so simple, it was so delicious, it was so tasty. I felt great after eating that salmon. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there, that the salmon was delicious. I highly recommend trying out Faroe Island salmon. Yeah, it was super good. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video, but I made like sauteed kale, and I was trying really hard to like be this like super healthy, like, yes, I'm getting my micronutrients in, but I just could not do it. So I did like a bed of romaine lettuce instead, and it was great. I have a thing for romaine lettuce. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I like salad, but I don't like sauteed kale or spinach. I hate spinach. I hate sauteed spinach. I don't like sauteed kale. But Mihai ate the whole freaking bowl, so to each their own. Anyways, just wanted to say that dinner was amazing. I baked it at 450 for, I believe it was like 10 minutes, and I broiled it just slightly, maybe for like 1 to 2 minutes. It was delicious. I highly recommend it. Try it out. Try this recipe out. Super simple, and it was very like low carb, obviously, because I didn't have rice or any of that. It was delicious. So yeah. Moving on to today's dinner. It is Tuesday. I'm going to be making stir fry. You guys already know I'm obsessed with stir fries, and Mihai loves eating them, so I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job with making them. I always like to change out my vegetables. I always play around with the sauces. I really want to try like a stir fry sauce, or like a Mongolian stir fry sauce or something like that, and I really need to buy like those essential sauces that you need for stir fries, like fish sauce, oyster sauce, like all of that. I'm planning on getting that, but lately I've just been keeping it super simple, and I just honestly haven't had the time to go and like purchase those sauces, but I definitely should. So today we're gonna keep it super simple. We're gonna have some rice. I'm gonna add green beans to the stir fry, some red onion, mushrooms. There's like one more, but oh, snap peas, but like the flat ones, not like the thick ones. I've always wanted to try the flat ones, so that's what we're gonna do. And as always, crisp up your shaved beef. I feel like it tastes so much better when it's like super crispy. And for sauces, did I mention what I'm doing for sauces? I'm doing coconut aminos. I'm also going to do a little bit of like balsamic and just like a touch of honey. And yeah, it's gonna be super good. I'm very excited. I'm very hungry. So let's get to it. First things first, add some olive oil. After it gets hot, we're gonna add the shaved beef, and we're just gonna let it cook for a few minutes. I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, and some coconut aminos to give it a little bit of flavor, and that's that. And then while this is cooking, I'm going to start chopping all of the vegetables. dinner is done. Here is mine. I have a bed of romaine under it, and then here's Mihai's, and I made him some brown rice under it. It looks super good. It smells really good, so hopefully it tastes just as good. Today's dinner is going to be the remaining salmon that I have, the Faroe Island salmon. This is the best salmon. And then I have some potatoes boiling in here, and then I'm going to pan fry them with some garlic and some olive oil and all the good stuff. It's going to be delicious. And I'm also going to pan fry some green beans and these remaining snow peas. I'm just trying to get rid of like all of my vegetables before the weekend, so it's going to be a really good and healthy dinner. Okay, so the potatoes are done. They look good, they smell good. I have like 1 more minute on the salmon, and then I'm gonna broil it after. This is so yummy. So all I did was I added salt, pepper, I added the everyday seasoning, and a little bit of coconut aminos, and a ton of garlic, and it's delicious. Highly recommend. So dinner is done. Here's Mihai's plate. Got the green beans, the snap sugar peas, whatever, salmon, potatoes, and here's mine. It looks delicious. I'm so excited to eat it. Quickest dinner ever.